Funk.
Let's go.
And welcome everybody. It is STJFL action here from the lovely TCA Ground in Hobart. We have a big clash today. I should say 2v3. There's the North Hobart ladies getting ready. Got Aaron Peach Roberts in the studio and Martin Duffy above us on the change rooms here of the Hobart Football Club. G'day, Martin.
Yeah, g'day, Aaron. Nice to have you down all the way from Launceston for the big match. Like you said, 2 versus 3rd. Should be a good game. The girls are pretty pumped up out there.
Yeah, well, we had some interesting moments and motions before the game. The lights didn't come on. Currently, the scoreboard's not operating. We think there's an umpire. There's one thing that is occurring at the moment. Two very enthusiastic teams of young ladies about to tackle each other in this massive clash. So, as we mentioned, it's 2v3, North Hobart on 68. So just the one loss this season, Sandy Bay under 16 girls with a couple of losses. There are some stars playing today. Quite a few players from the state under 16 side we saw a few weeks ago at North Hobart Oval, which was a fantastic clash. And there are some of the teams, or some of the players in the team. Ava Polly, who was a star in that game, broken finger, so unfortunately not playing, but Victoria Fish will be a player to look out for. Ravel Quinn, now she's a little goer, and look out, she'll get a lot of the ball today. Lasong Eleanor too, so Eleanor Lasong, she'll get a bit of it. Amity Chick for North Hobart, and also Claire Ranson, the daughter of the coach Jim, will be a prominent player as both teams. Just going through the motion, but it is probably about 3/4 of the way through the season, Martin. You're nice and warm up on the top there.
Well, it's actually about 14 degrees here in Hobart.
It's quite warm, isn't it?
It's quite nice, and a little breeze coming across towards us, down towards probably the right of screen a little bit, but I'm expecting a good game of football here.
So we're away as we have a throw up in the middle of the ground as the ruckman clash early on this ground. We've got a really nice venue here with the lights beaming down onto this old TCA ground, which has had a little bit of a remake. There's still some old infrastructure to our right-hand side as Sandy Bay are going to the left of screen. And that ball's won up by Ravel Quinn, one of the players we mentioned. Keep an eye on her today with the helmet. Good tackle on centre wing. Got a nice close zoom-in photo there, Martin Duffy. And the first free kick is being given away, and it'll be taken by Chelsea Thomas. The kick is high. Unfortunately, the ball's just been dropped out of the hands there of Jade Ingram. And as we will often see at this ground, regardless if it's boys, girls, or anyone playing Australian rules football, there's a lot of out of bounds on the far side from our position here in the commentary position.
That's interesting with the ground, isn't it? It's been redone and they've done a great job, but we're still looking up, aren't we? Was it just my eyes?
Well, I'm not sure. You're not overly high today in the camera position just above us here. That may be partly it, but there is certainly a slight elevation in the middle of the ground. There's North Hobart moving the ball up to around 50 metres. Just goes up through the top of the hands there of Summers. Lavinia Summers is played in the schoolgirls team early in the year. Expect her to be a bit of an enforcer today. Clearing kick just for a moment for Sandy Bay, but I believe it'll come back. Lovely pink yoke on the North Hobart uniform. It's kicked to half forward. It nearly goes into Fenner, and it goes past her. In fact, it was Caitlin Denny, and that'll be a minus score.
Just hit the behind post there.
So out of bounds. So the umpire getting in action now. As Bedenak into the ruck for Sandy Bay. He certainly has the height advantage. A quick clearing kick. Not really advantaging anybody. And a good tackle late, and we have the ball up.
I understand we've got a couple of outs today for the Sandy Bay.
Yeah, we mentioned Ava Polly's one player. I think, is Hayley Meeburn playing? Unless she got glandular fever. So she might be a player that might struggle a bit. But both these teams, there's a shot on goal. I'm not sure what happened there. We kind of missed that one. The goal umpire, I don't think, was looking. We got a bit of confusion here. No one signalled anything, and we're not sure. I think it's a free kick here.
Somebody's rattling with our effects mic at the moment.
Yeah, that's the man on the pots and pans, Mr. Jared Martindale, who's just fixing up the directional mic here as we try and get ourselves settled here in the early stage of this game. Sandy Bay versus North Hobart, and good evening to all those viewers out there to our telecast here on Duff TV. Kick out by Clerk. Sounds a little bit better. Sandy Bay trying to make their first movement towards half forward. North Hobart repel again. They're certainly dominating off half back, and they've got a few players that are making a really good movement around the ball. Wagner. And now out of bounds, and there's the player there. Getting the helmets on, a few players the helmets, and one of the fans over there, maybe a mum or a parent of one of the players, and it's will be a free kick here to North Hobart. So this ball will be driven high into the night sky. Just at the back of the pack, North Hobart with the numbers. The ball will be just knocked forward here. 1-on-2 opportunity. North Hobart with the first score on the board, and it is. And a neat little goal to Caitlin Denny. And North Hobart had the first.
That's a real class act there, isn't it?
She moves really well, Denny. I've seen her once before, and I remember I think she kicked a goal that day as well. And just see she was in the right spot, and just need a bit more aggressive, those defenders from Sandy Bay. Lay a bit more pressure from her, but she did the old-fashioned around the corner, and a very neat start for her.
Lights look great up here.
Yeah, what
in splendid condition.
Yeah, look, this ground's had a couple of stages of redevelopment. They firstly flattened it out. It had a few humps in it. Got a bit of better surface on it. Wasn't used much last year, as Hobart had to go and play mostly away games. They couldn't train on it. And now Sandy Bay trying to go forward, but gee, they've got a really good defence, North Hobart. Now that's nicely picked up. Clever hands and work by Raval Quinn. Now it's knocked out towards Abel. Goes past her. Abel might get it again. Into the hands now of Beaver, one of the players he mentioned who's a little crook today. And now to Amity Chick, who starred for the Southern schoolgirls team a few months ago back at Campbelltown. Still in the pocket here for Sandy Bay. Can they just keep this one in and keep a little bit of pressure? But the umpire was in a good spot, and that is a throw. So it will be an opportunity to have a shot on goal. Looks like Layla Kane here. Probably a fraction too far out to score. Still a deliberate approach on goal. It's not bad. It's just faded to the left in the end. And actually, in fact, did make the distance. And Sandy Bay with their first score on the board here. It is 1 straight 6, Sandy Bay, with a minor early stages. So one of these new rules that I like in Australian rules football, you can play on after a behind. So just get a little bit of freedom and momentum for the players to get that ball moving forward. And I think it really suits junior football. Some aggressive work by Ingram. There's a lot of players around that game. Casey Gray is a bit of a star in this junior league. She had a fantastic game for the STJFL a couple of weeks ago versus the NTJFH, probably their best in the end in a game that they lost quite substantially. Running past was Chelsea Thomas, just missed the ball. But now it's back in the hands of Gray. Gray kicks it forward, just slipped through the fingers of Denny. Sandy Bay with some defenders. Denny in again. Harassed and trying to squeeze and grab that ball out of the pack. Unable to do it. Good defence from Sandy Bay. And we're going to have a ball up. So a couple of good passages of play, Martin Duffy.
Yeah, some good.
How's it look from up there on top of the Hobart toilet block?
Yeah, that's right. No, both teams tend to be quite fleet of foot, aren't they?
There is some speed in this game,
they like
definitely.
To move the ball quickly, which we like to see.
As the umpire blows the whistle, Bethany Reeves was quite an athletic young lady, and I think is there a player just being taken off the ground here? So this is really unfortunate. We'll just get a number there. So looks like she may have hurt her leg. So unfortunate there, one of those North Hobart players, as Emma Fenner comes onto the ground. So I know there was a bit of a frustration at the start without the lights on, I don't think the scoreboard's not going yet, Duff, is it?
No.
No. Benedict in the ruck. Now it comes down into her hands. Gray trying to win that great battle there. On half forward, Gray wins it again. May have been taken high, but the umpire probably on the wrong side of that contest, and eventually he stays level with the play and he finds a free kick.
It's umpire Johnny Hayes out there officiating right there in the moment, doing a great job here tonight.
Did you see he had some intent to the way they looked at this? Now it's one out by McLeod. Like Mina McLeod, I think she's got some good skills and a bit of determination the way she moves towards and with the football. North Hobart repel and try to drive it forward again. Now Lavinia Summers just went past her. Now she lays a tackle. The Sandy Bay player may have got rid of the ball Now she goes back in again. So some good enthusiasm there from Victoria Fish. I think her friends call her Tori. And we have another whistle from Hayes, the umpire. And a free kick here to Sandy Bay, just to relieve a little bit of pressure.
One part of the game that's really improved with the girls, just quite noticeably, Peachy, is the handballing. Some really quick hands out there so far in this game. And
yeah, definitely.
Some of the girls still need to work on their kicking, and that'll come. They've only been playing for a little while, but some really quick hands out there that allows them to get the ball going forward quickly, and that's what we like to see.
I think that's as much indicative if they know where to go to get the ball now, and they know how to support their teammates. So their understanding on how to play the game of Australian rules football has improved greatly, and that's probably meant that most of their skills will catch up. We have mentioned a few times covering junior female football. It takes a long time to learn how to kick the oval ball. Oh. The bag of wind is a very challenging thing to manoeuvre into the right spot. And
the bag of wind.
Yeah, and at the moment, I think every time I see, and I've seen these girls over a couple of years, some of these players, they're improving weekly, which is great for them. Sandy Bay off half back. There was a whistle. I think that was for the mark. It goes past Gray. Sandy Bay's opportunity now. Just needs to get it into the forward line because there's a player all by herself. She can turn around onto a right boot. It's clever play. It just missed the goals.
That's a goal.
And now Meeburn, who missed it, but now they do get the response. Fortuitous, possibly, but a deserved goal. So one apiece. And there's a lovely big smile for her first goal today.
She probably realised she got an easy one there in the end, but look.
Well, look at Meeburn here. She turned around, and it was one of those ones where in the right spot, the defensive work, but then just able to knock it through Esther Reid. And I think she probably wasn't expecting what the North Hobart defender tried to knock it through. I saw a goal recently, I think it might have been in a state league game, where the player just felt that he couldn't run the ball through and take it over, and ended up being a goal. But those little nuances you get used to. Maybe just trying to convince the umpire it wasn't deliberate. So back in the middle at the TCA Ground on a beautiful Hobart night. Big weekend of footy coming up on Duff TV. We've got the Sardis Grand Final tomorrow, Martin Duffy at Hutchins.
Looking forward to that.
At the War Memorial Oval. Looking forward to seeing Scotch, the girls and the boys play, and Farner involved, as well as Hutchins. Now North Hobart go forward again. That's a wobbly looking kick. Is it going to stay in play? No, it doesn't. And a minor score and a slight lead. In fact, we're actually scores level. So North Hobart 7, Sandy Bay are on 7 as well. So great contest here.
Yeah, great match. I think that wind's definitely going right of screen. So Sandy Bay will be very happy to get that early goal on the board.
So there's a little weird northerly blowing at the moment, which is unusual for June and July in southern Tasmania. And we have got I think a 17 or 18 degree day tomorrow with a little bit of rain coming. So at the moment, it is blowing just towards that wonderful old grandstand where the players came out of. Now, Heritage listed that grandstand. Nearly fell down about 20 years ago. I think they've done a lot of work to make sure that it still looks in top nick. And just the left-hand side, and you may pan out at later stages, is a lovely ladies' stand here at the TCA Ground, which I've sat and watched a few football games in over the year. It's not a bad spot with the sun glaring right in your face. Sandy Bay go again. Another kick for Eleanor Lasong. A little bit of a calf injury at the moment, but she seems to be moving quite well. McLeod. She's had an influence so far today. Now, that might be holding the football. Yeah, it is. That's a good decision from the umpire. Sandy Bay just lifting here. Ingram, who's had 4 or 5 kicks, knocks it up to half forward. North Hobart with a couple of numbers, but that ball just sort of bounced and pinged around and allowed the Sandy Bay players to get in there. As Ingram again, and now she's copped a little high and just on the right shoulder.
Gee,
and Jade Ingram's got a free kick.
I thought he was going to play holding the ball there.
Well, yeah, he actually was in a really good position. I kind of only just saw the high tackle, but this Ingram is having a game at the moment. She's the most influential player on this oval.
And we've got the player out there from North Hobart with the gloves on.
Well, she may be expecting a little colder. It was -4 the other day in Lonnie. Had to chisel the ice off my car.
We're not in Launceston now, mate.
No, we're in beautiful tropical Hobart. Pineapples grow everywhere down here.
You miss Hobart, don't you?
Oh, look, don't get me started, Martin. Kick goes high. Goes up to number 63, Tori Fish. She'll go again. She's got in front position and she's got some pace. She brings it up to half forward. trying to find one of her friends in Parson. Parson turns quickly, hurried kick, defensive mark dropped, but in the right spot. She's been a good defender for North Hobart. Now it goes to Summers. Spiral looking torpedo. Oh, just fell into the hands. Well judged.
How's the standard?
By Peachy.
This is good footy.
It's really good football. There's a couple of reasons. I'll try and have a chat at quarter time, and while I think this is a really good standard footy, we're obviously enjoying it. Nice contest here, right in front of the camera positioners. North Hobart player and a Sandy Bay player go head to head. Just see the nuance of the oval ball, not necessarily going where they want, and in the end, a really good tackle laid by Emma Upton and wave the ball up.
I can tell you why it's good football, because we've got two very even and good sides, and the other reason is there's no congestion.
You're going to say it. Jero on the pots and pans has a notebook on every time the word congestion, and we are nearly 40 minutes in, and congestion has been used. Now it's going to go towards Fish. She's in the prime position, just goes over the top of her. She gets a hand to it. Now there is a whistle, and we'll have a free kick here. So Fish off half back. She had a player further afield just leading up, and that was Bethany Rees. She ignores her, and then she does go back to her. So Rees spins around in the 360. She's in the right position, but she has a few North Hobart players around defending her.
Nice kick.
Dangerous kick. Oh, that's a magnificent mark coming in from the side. And Lavinia Summers showing a great deal of class. And I reckon she beat 3 Sandy Bay defenders to take that mark. And we'll see another replay in a second. She's has a bit of height, and she'll have a shot on goal from 20, gets quite close to the mark, and she just sneaks it through, does she?
No.
I think it maybe
away.
just faded late. Unlucky for Summers. We might get a replay on that one, Jared, as there Lavinia Summers running back and maybe a little bit annoyed that she missed that goal. We'll just see, it was Gray's kick going forward, always in the middle of the pack. Look at this. She's come from the side, Maddie Richardson style, and took a wonderful contested mark. So, Jackson Motor Company scoreboards, a point the difference here, North Hobart with the early lead, but a very even game, Martin Duffy.
Yeah, it should be disappointed with the kick there, but it was a great grab, and like we say, we're saying just some great footy. You know, there was hardly any stoppages. The ball was going from one end to the other, and yeah, really entertaining match.
Yeah, and probably for Lavinia Summers there, the players aren't quite as used to having shots on goal. It's really different than having someone stand in front while you're having a shot, but the smiles on Tori Fisher's face there and some of the Sandy Bay ladies in front of us. And there's the coach going through his messages, Jason Quinn. A couple of goals apiece at this game. Esther Reid with an early goal, and Caitlin Denny, the goal kickers. And we'll take a quick break here on Duff TV, and we'll be back to you in just a few moments. Welcome back, everyone, to Duff TV's coverage of this STJFL Under-16 clash, Sandy Bay versus North Hobart. And as you can see on the Jackson Motor Company scoreboard on the left-hand side there, it is North Hobart 128, Sandy Bay 117. And we're just chatting a little bit before the end of that first quarter why this is such a great standard of football, and we're loving it here on Duff TV tonight here from the TCA Ground. It's because the girls aren't now getting sucked into the contest as much. They're not necessarily following the ball. They're staying back, which means a defender, maybe two defenders, stay out of the contest. And you mentioned Martin Duffy. Handballing's better, and that's because they're in better positions to receive the handball. And their players with the ball know that they've got support with someone. And so the coaching is improved, the players are improved. So it's all good, positive stuff.
That's exciting.
And we're seeing a group of players here, played for a few years, people like Victoria Smith, Lavinia Summers who kicked that goal, Claire Ransom and others, a couple of years under their belt, and they're improving nearly by the minute as we back into the action. Ball's one out there by Meeburn. Trying to go into that one again, and quite a few girls with long hair as McLeod, and there's Gray. Gray with a long kick forward to a little bit of space out towards the left forward pocket. There's a goal, one of the goal kickers, and more important, and Denny. Denny kicks it to around 15 metres out. There's quite a few players here from Sandy Bay. Fish tries to win it. Just goes and avoids her hands. Summers as well. Great contest. Fish is really determined. We're getting a close zoom in action there of those two young ladies fighting out here at the TCA Ground. So Summers in the ruck. There's the Michael Jackson gloves on there.
Is that allowed?
I think it is. Players being played. We don't see the gloves as much. No. Opportunity now for Freeman. Still a chance for North Hobart to go. It's deep into their square. Trying to pick it up with Summers. Now there's a shot and goal. Just smothered. It was Gandy's kick. I think it's gone through for a minor score. And it is. You know the thing I love about junior football the most, Martin Duffy, is the goal umpires. Now generally the field umpires, and there's usually two, are trained and they've got the uniform on and
they're paid,
and they're potentially paid some amount of money. Now we don't always have boundary umpires in this level of football, but the goal umpires is a dad or a mum or a daughter or a son or someone.
Like this gentleman here.
And they are loving it. They're casual.
Look at that.
Yeah. However, the best goal umpire we've seen Martin Duffy in junior football this year was at Scotch Oakburn College for the Saddest game.
Oh, yeah. Remember that guy.
He was completely chilled. It was magnificent to watch his work.
Just like you.
Absolutely. Sandy Bay.
Now, what's the umpire?
Now, the umpire said that's a
50-metre penalty here against North Hobart being too close to the kicker.
That's a rule which I don't think everyone's quite aware of at times, that you've just got to give some space. I saw it in the very first game of the year. It was, I think, Claremont versus North Hobart in the SFLW, and a few times in that the umpire paid that free kick. But anyway, back to the action. Missed by Ransom. Just wanders past Gandy. Nice contest just in there in the middle of the ground. Trying to pick up there was McConnell. And we've got a large, I can tell you that's not the siren. That was around about 13 or 14 minutes ago. That'll be a ship, I reckon. Maybe going under the bridge. The bridge may be closed for a few minutes. Ruck contest there as Palmer goes up high for Sandy Bay. Nearly a kick off the ground. Just needs to run back in and get that one again. Scoops it out. Nice work. Finds Gandy. The players just staying on the edge of this pack. Great. Couple of players and then just held maybe without the football. The umpire said, no, that's okay. Now it goes into McLeod. Great tackle laid on Ransom. Sandy Bay now still can't get out of this defensive area. Gray again, good releasing handball by her. Finds Ferguson. Fish is in the best position, takes a wonderful mark, quickly plays on. One-on-one contest out here in the middle of the TCA ground, just on the cricket wicket, and it is quite hard too, so I hope no one falls on that wicket.
Bouncing around a bit.
Yeah, it is. And another whistle blown here, and it's going to be a free kick here to North Hobart.
Yeah, she didn't quite get a toe to that, so free kick to North.
Freeman now. Just missed times that one, but it was okay though, because it fell right in the hands of Ferguson. Close to that lady on the mark. Both those girls just missing that football. Just goes past the hands there. Over the top, nearly Fish giving away a free kick, and that's just taken the wind out of Ransom. And another whistle from the man dressed like Kermit the Frog. I do like the green, though.
Hey, be careful what you call the umpire.
Oh, sorry. Well, that was more of a positive thing. We love the umpires here on Duff TV. That green is distinct, though, isn't it? The only colour, the only time that colour's used is for AFL umpires. Now it's knocked to the middle. Chance for Triffett. Is it got a name, that colour? Australian rules umpire. Right in the pocket. There's quite a few fans out there. Did she get a foot? Maybe just got a little bit of a toe to that one. Now it's knocked back in by Meeburn.
Oh, which
Kick
way
goes high. Will it go to the right? No, it doesn't.
No.
Tracking back is Chick. She's got front position. She's going to need to be smart here because Sandy Bay has some numbers. Will she run it over? No, she won't. And Fenner. And now it is finally taken over by Fenner and a minus score. Umpire green. That is a colour. If you go into Dulux, you'll have to ask for umpire green. You want your house painted umpire green. And they'll look at you and go, no, just stay for the Federation colours. Chapman works out the half forward, picks up by Upton. Upton didn't have a lot of room to move. She's got a player trying to lay a bit of pressure on her, but just managed to spill out of that tackle. Neat handball. Finds Ferguson. Ferguson moves it forward to Wagner. Wagner just goes past her right shoulder. North Hobart with some numbers still. Ferguson just sort of handled into space, but tell you what, it's not bad. Quick kick goes forward. Oh, nearly into the hands of Gandy. She's had a little bit of the ball in this quarter. She tries to pick it up again. Look it out. Denny turns it onto her right boot. Onto Ranson, who has a shot on goal. And Ranson kicks one.
Oh.
So Claire Ranson with her first and North Hobart with their second. And it was a really good build-off from half back. They won the ball. And we'll see here, Denny. She's just really hard to tackle, Denny. Good handball to Ranson, who's running towards goal. That is classic AFL football.
Yep. With
the forward coming out, winning the football, handballing off to someone who's running towards goal. And there's an example of two ladies that know exactly how to play this game. So we've had a few changes in the ruck. Sandy Bay win that one. As coming is Ingram. Releasing it with Summers. Just tagged as she kicked that hard back. May have just prevented a few metres on the ball. And he finds Caitlin Denny. Now it's on to Ranson again. Can she kick two in a minute? Oh, just misses to the right. And a minor score. This game's opened up a little bit, Martin Duffy.
Great build up there. Keep that one as a highlight there, Jerry, for your highlights reel at the end of the match, because Claire Ranson, she's on fire tonight.
She's having a little purple patch. And it certainly is entertaining stuff here at the moment. Fenner goes past her to Gandy. Gandy just hacks it. Oh, a bit of nutmeg there through the legs. Now it's Ranson again. Spins around one, onto her right, kicks a beauty. So a little purple patch here to Claire Ranson. And now she's giving out some instructions to get it to me. Clear out of the way, Michael Jordan style. And we'll just see that unfortunate nutmeg. And it ended up being a goal. We'll just have to get number 41 for Sandy Bay. We don't actually have her in the numbers. We'll clarify that at halftime. And
the runner there for North Hobart, she came out and she high-fived one of her friends and she ran off.
That's excellent. That's all you need to do. Why, you don't need to give any more positive information than a high five.
There was no message other than a big smile.
Just keep kicking goals, Claire. Now are we getting the 6-6 sorted here, Duff? You've got a better view than me.
Gee.
Looks okay there. Oh no, they need to be inside the 50. That's what he was saying. So that is the rule. You do the 9 players at one end of the ground need to be inside the defending or forward 50, depending on which team it are. That's going to be held up.
This will be the first of about 4 games for John this weekend. He's one of those umpires, he just, just loves it.
If there's more than 5 kids with a Sharon anywhere in Australia, he'll be there, blowing a whistle, endeavouring to make sure that they clearly understand the rules like he did then. That was nice to hear him just narrate that as Meeburn again. Can she pick it up? It goes past her. Goes back for a second time. Just knocks the ball out to a little bit of space. Just thrown off. That was that North Hobart defender. She'll get a free kick for that. It was an opportunity for Meeburn. And we've got some encouragement from one of the fans here at North Hobart. I'd sort of say the TCA Ground, from one of the Sandy Bay fans. Let's hope the parents keep in check, don't they? We love parents coming to the game. They're the ones that drive the kids here, but we want to make sure that they're enjoying it by making it fun. It's a great contest and a throw up. And I heard Dave Warner say that he loves being booed, but I'm not sure if you're a 15 or 16-year-old kid, you want to be abused, or an umpire at an under-16 game. Certainly hasn't been highlighted as a statistical reason why you participate in sport. Amity Chick, been a little quiet today, Amity. And there is Mr. Hayes again blowing the whistle. Amity Chick, we saw her 2 months ago at Campbelltown Oval. She had a blinder in the School Sport Australia Development Series there. I reckon she had 40 touches that day. It was an unbelievable game of football. That's a brilliant clearing handball. Finds Ferguson, who's had a ripping second quarter. Game really opening up. There's Ranson, who's run a long way. And her kicking skills are really elite. Try to find Dorney. Dorney goes in, lays a tackle. Fish. The kick hasn't gone that far. It's fallen into the hands of Ferguson, who was the player that actually initially kicked that ball further forward, and now she's on the end of that. That's a good kick into the pocket. And a surprise mark of all people, Claire Ranson's with the football, left forward pocket. And a third opportunity for a goal in this quarter. She's kicked 2 goals, 1. And she started a reapproach. It's a good-looking drop punt. Has it got the distance? No. Defended through. And 8 behind.
Good kick against the breeze there. So just held up a little bit there, Peachy.
Just a fraction, didn't it? You've just seen that slight breeze coming from the left to right here. 1-on-1 contest. Just go through Reeves' hand. Gray. Reeves chops it off. Gasparini. Been waiting to call her name tonight. It's a fantastic football name.
Just seem on top a little bit at the moment, a little bit more confidence in their footy at North Hobart.
Yeah, it's sometimes a second attempt. Once a player runs past, you've sometimes got to be aggressive and try and run back and lay a bit more pressure as Denny drops the mark. Probably thought there was some pressure coming from behind, didn't get it. Clever, spinning out of the tackle, was number 41 in the long sleeves. We're not 100% sure who she is, so apologies there. Spinning out again, Gray in the right spot at the right time. Handballs the ball wide. Finds Chapman. Chapman's kicks has been chopped off here by Fish. Kicks it out to half back. Runs along the ground about 15 metres. Triffett knocked over. Now coming to lay some pressure was Harbach for North Hobart. And the umpire has found a free kick, and Sandy Bay have got an opportunity, as we see on the replay here. Danica Triffett just getting pushed off that one. One of the lighter players on the ground. Nearly goes into Amity Chick's hands. Cleverly worked now into Chapman's hands, and she knocks it out to Rogers. Now the person to best position then was Jessica Harbach. In the swirly conditions, couldn't quite hang on to that mark, and out of bounds. So there we go. The electronic scoreboard is not being electronic. There's a button somewhere at the TCA ground that hasn't been pressed, and it's prevented us, but we can give you the score. It's North Hobart 23 to Sandy Bay 8 on the Jackson Motor Company scoreboard. There's now the very dangerous Lavinia Summers. Long kick. Trying to find her friend Olivia Wagner. Wagner just dropped the ball. Tackled again, Wagner. And Alexandra Medenek. Good tackle. And neutralises that football. Needed to, because there was a couple of North Hobart players, and one of those was Chick on the edge of that pack. North Hobart try and push it out again. Sandy Bay with the numbers. Fish storming out. Thought about bouncing it, I reckon, Fish, but decided a kick was a better option. She's got that 40 metres further field. It just goes over the top of Meeburn. Meeburn gets it back. Runs to 35. Kicks towards goal, and it gets there. Hayley Meeburn, who is a little crook tonight, we believe, has kicked one from 35 on the run. She was initially in that contest. She managed to quickly turn around, get onto that Australian rules football, and got it. And let's see on the Mood Food replay. So there was Chick, I should say. There was Meeburn initially, and she managed to turn it around, get it back, and just got through before the North Hobart defender got a hand. A great goal, Martin Duffy.
Great goal. Seen some good running goals here in the match so far. That was exciting. They needed that though, Sandy Bay. They've been a bit flat in this second quarter.
They've just been beaten in this, and there's only 30 seconds left in this quarter. And look, if they get another goal here, Gray with some defensive work, probably just needed to wrap her hands around there and lay a tackle. Opportunity for Raval Quinn, who's been a little quieter in this quarter. Now tackle laid, and it's probably going to be holding the ball.
Gee.
It looked like it was going to be in trouble, and look who it is. It's Gray.
Bit harsh, I thought, that decision.
No, I'm okay with that. Casey Gray. Yep, okay, good umpire. Good umpiring call, I should say. Kicked up the half forward, so North Hobart will just prevent another goal as Menenak has a bit of time, uses her hands, but it's chipped up by Claire Ransom. Now she has a bounce. The second bounce, there's the nature of the hard ground, and Claire Ransom's going so well, she continued to play on after the siren went. And it is half-time here at the TCA Ground. Under 16 action here in the STJFL. Sandy Bay, 2 goals, 2-14. They kicked a late goal, which is really needed. And North Hobart have been dominant in that quarter. 3 goals to them. A couple to Claire Ransom, who had 8 or 9 minutes of complete dominance. She had 4 shots on goal. She kicked 2 goals, 1 and 1. That just fell short. Caitlin Denny kicked a goal in the first quarter quite early on. Hayley Milburn with a late goal, and Esther Reid with that early goal. But it's been a fabulous game of footy. We're enjoying it here on Duff TV, and the ladies will go and have a quick break, and you'll see us soon here in around about 5 or 6 minutes to resume the second half here in this big clash. It's 2v3 here in the STJFL under 16 girls. Here to North Hobart. So this ball will be driven high into the night sky. Just at the back of the pack, North Hobart with the numbers. The ball will be just knocked forward here. 1-on-2 opportunity. North Hobart with the first score on the board, and it is. And a neat little goal to Caitlin Denny. And past Gray. Sandy Bay's opportunity now. Just needs to just get it into the forward line because there's a player all by herself. She can turn around onto a right boot. It's clever play. It just missed the goals.
That's a goal.
And now Meeburn, who missed it, but now they do get the response. Fortuitous, possibly, but a deserved goal. So 1 apiece, and does go back to her. So Rees spins around in the 360. She's in the right position, but she has a few North Hobart players around defending her.
Nice kick.
Dangerous kick. Oh, that's a magnificent mark coming in from the side.
Remember that guy?
He was completely chilled. It was magnificent to watch his work.
Just like you.
Absolutely. Sandy Bay.
Now what's the umpire?
Now the umpire said that's a
50-metre penalty here against North Hobart being too close to the kicker.
That's a rule. Gray again. Good releasing handball by her. Finds Ferguson. Fish is in the best position. Takes a wonderful mark. Quickly plays on. Tell you what, it's not bad. Quick kick goes forward. Oh, nearly into the hands of Gandy. She's had a little bit of the ball in this quarter. She tries to pick it up again. Look it out. Denny turns it onto her right boot. Onto Ranson, who has a shot on goal. And Ranson kicks one. Oh, releasing it with Summers. Just tagged as she kicked that hard back. May have just prevented a few metres on the ball. And he finds Caitlin Denny. Now it's on to Ranson again. Can she kick 2 in a minute? Oh, just misses to the right. And a minor score. This game's opened up a little bit, Martin Duffy.
Great build up there. Keep that one as a highlight there, Jerry, for your highlights real thin. Claire Ransom, she's on fire tonight.
She's having a little purple patch. And it certainly is entertaining stuff here at the moment. Fenner goes past her to Gandy. Gandy just hacks it. Oh, a bit of nutmeg there through the legs. Now it's Ransom again. Spins around one, onto a right, kicks a beauty. One of those was chick on the edge of that pack. North Hobart try and push it out again. Sandy Bay with the numbers. Fish storming out. Thought about bouncing it, I reckon, Fish, but decided a kick was a better option. She's got that 40 metres further field. It just goes over the top of Meeburn. Meeburn gets it back. Runs to 35. Kicks towards goal, and it gets there. Hayley Meeburn, who is a little crook tonight, we believe, has kicked one from 35 on the run. She was around there and lay a tackle. Opportunity for Raval Quinn, who's been a little quieter in this quarter. Now tackle laid, and it's probably going to be holding the ball.
Gee.
It was. Claire Ransom's going so well. She continued to play on after the siren went. And it is half-time here at the TCA Ground. Under 16 action here in the STJFL. Sandy Bay, 2 goals, 2-14. They kicked a late goal, which is really needed. And North Hobart have been dominant in that quarter. 3 goals to them.
It wasn't even cold.
And welcome back here to Friday Night Football on Duff TV. You're with Aaron Peach Roberts and Martin Duffy, both commentating and moving the camera around and bringing the action. G'day, Martin. Second half underway.
Yeah, second half. What do you think was set in there at half time? I think Sandy Bay would have been pretty happy to get that last goal on the board.
Really happy, Sandy Bay. So Sandy Bay 2 goals, 2-14 on the Jackson Motor Company scoreboard with that late goal to Hayley Meeburn. It was in the highlights package. Now we'll have a player that we didn't have. Jack. Sarah, we missed you. You had a few touches late in that quarter, so apologies. Number 41 for Sandy Bay is Sarah Jack, so we've got her number right now. And we're back here. It's a pretty close game. We've got 2v3. It is 3 teams that have cleared out on the under-16 ladder in the STJFL under-16 girls. That's Lauderdale, who are at top spot, but that's only by a percentage. But I'm going to say the percentage, Martin Duffy. It's 827 is Lauderdale's percentage at the top of the ladder. Can you believe that? Is the next 2 best, 456 and 450. So combined total of nearly 1,800. There's the ball going forward again. Jenny tries to win it around. Caitlin handballs it off. Always really unselfish, and seeing her release a few handballs. North Hobart trying to make early inroads. That's a quick shot on goal. It looks like Gandy's kicked one. Sneaky little goal and a great start here to North Hobart. And out of nowhere, Casey Gandy has found a little bit of space. You can just see him nick out the left-hand side of the pack. She'll get it back again. She just makes a little charge about now. There it is. A nice handball out the side. Gee, that was a slick handball. An example of what we've been talking about here on Duff TV is the ability to be in the right spot, but also some of the handballing skills has improved. What a goal.
Yeah, great goal and a great start. Jimmy Ransom will be very happy with that one. They just want to try and keep Sandy Bay a couple of goals behind them, like they did in that second quarter. I'm sure they'd probably like to get out to 3 or 4 goals lead if they can. Yeah,
no doubt is Raval Quinn. Good kick to half forward. Nice contest there as Meeburn, who's playing at half forward at the moment for Sandy Bay. Tried to get that one around the corner is Mananak. She couldn't quite get her fingers on it. She might get another opportunity. It's just come off the knees of Selzak, and it'll be a free kick here to North Hobart. So it's the player of the second quarter, if you want to say. She had 10 minutes of golden football. We talked to her older brother early, said the reason she's such a good kicker is because of him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and that's a good mark by Lavinia Summers. So she's got a goal. Lavinia Summers, a noted goal kicker in underage ladies football. And see here on the Mood Food replay, really nice mark. Victoria Fish, one of the better defenders going around. Couldn't put that pressure on. So Summers, it's going to the left, but that's coming back. I don't think anyone got their hand on it. And the umpire will turn around and find his flags and signal a goal.
Where is he?
Lavinia Summers has another one, and North Hobart have 2 goals in just over 2 minutes here, and a very good start and definitely momentum going to the right, as we see here on the Mood Food replay. A really nice drop and set shot. It went from left to right, and the desperate fingertips of the defenders, including the tallest lady on the ground, Alexandra Benedak, unable to get any skin on that one, and it ended a 6-pointer.
Yeah, just needed somebody to sort of start about a metre back from the line and
then do the big jump.
Do the big jump. So there's a little lesson in that one.
Well, they're sort of the nuances of the game, isn't it, that you kind of know. It's Gray leading the chase here, gets the football first, knocks a handball away. Now, as a North Hobart player just taken, she didn't have the football, and it'll be a free kick to Peachy. Decides to handball off. Gets it towards Triffett. Now, Fish went down here. I believe Fish has won a free kick, and she just turns around and says to Summers, no, this is mine. I've won this battle. Kicks up high. Going over the top was Ranson. Now she gets onto it by hand. Tries to find her friend in Freeman. Gray, desperate for the football. And the tackle laid by Triffett, throwing it to the ground. But I can tell you what, Sasha Raval Quinn is a pretty feisty customer She's probably a few years younger than some of these other ladies out on the ground, and probably a few kilograms lighter too. Always keen for a contest. Mananak. And it's going to be a free kick here to North Hobart. So the very dangerous Danica Triffett from 50. That's a clever kick. She found a player upfield. Is it Ranson again?
She brings her own football.
Well, she has tonight. Her name is on it. Just coolly turns around and gets a little close to the lady on the mark, but doesn't matter. It's a goal. She's got 3. But it's more the casual nature of the kick, or actually has she missed it? Oh, apologies. Honestly thought that went through Martin Duffy.
Oh, it must have been touched off the boot or something.
Must have been touched, because that went between the 2 big straight sticks at the end of the ground. Upton. What would we know, though? We haven't got the flags.
Yeah.
Still at half-back for Sandy Bay.
Need to switch on the Bay here, because this game could quickly get away from them if they're not careful.
It does feel that way. It definitely does. Sandy Bay, those players that Raval Quinn, Stubbs is another player who's got a few injuries. They've got a couple of players out tonight, and their star player, Polly, who played it in the state, or should certainly be in the state team, you'd imagine. That's kick forward. Fish in good position. Denny wins it out. Gets to a bit of space. Tries to bounce it to herself. In fact, it was Summers. Then goes again. Kicks a goal.
You were going to stop her then.
There was no way.
Like
You're dead right. Lavinia Summers with her second in the quarter. And we'll see on the replay. So she starts the ball from 40. She has a bounce. Loses control. Goes again. Beats everybody. Olivia Clerk came out. It went past her, as did the ball and Summers. And another goal, and North Hobart are racing away with this game. Big jump from Emma Upton. Meeburn trying to lift the Sandy Bay ladies here. Won by Summers, and those players are currently in the middle. Oh, tell you what, she's doing everything at the moment. Runs around, the best defender in the game. Fish kicks up forward. Denny's got it. Directly in front.
She is a dangerous player, Denny.
Such good hands, reads the play well.
Yep, good awareness.
And she's got good acceleration over 4 or 5 metres, and now she's going to have a shot from 20. And the kick is as good as everything else. Caitlin Denny with a second. And it's gone past danger signs here for North Hobart.
Well, it's a goal fest now.
Now, fortunately, there's no scoreboard indicating the metrics, which is 14 to 48. But you can certainly have a sense of the game and the dominance of the North Hobart Lady Demons with the pink yoke on their uniform today and the pink socks. Dominating proceedings here at the TCA Ground on Friday night footy.
Oh, it's a great catch cry, that one, isn't it?
Has anyone probably Peyton, that catch cry. Friday night footy, I think it comes...
We probably stole it from Channel 7.
No, we know what it's actually stolen. Friday night footy stolen from the I think from the NFL in America. I think they probably did everything first.
You know, we stole Channel 7's scoreboard, and they actually rang me. The head of sport of Channel 7 called me. That's a true story. We'll come back to that in a minute.
Yeah, well, nothing's original, is it? That's the thing. We all take little ideas from someone else.
What's happened here, Peach?
Well, it's a free kick here to Sandy Bay, Raval Quinn.
I don't want to get, talking about ourselves too much, but it was pretty funny to get a call from the head of sport. And he said to me,
your font's wrong.
Where'd you get that scoreboard from? I said, my 15-year-old made it, mate.
So Martin Duffy's 15-year-old son is quite good on the paint, the Photoshop, and he made a scoreboard due to what he knew. That meant Channel 7 were watching. I can tell you what, Meeburn's been good. She kicks high towards the pocket. It may stay in play. Rogers for North Hobart needed a lot of defensive work today because for the last 10 minutes has been mostly up the other end of the ground. Now it's picked up. North Hobart just knock it out. Not far enough. Sandy Bay come again. Clever handball. Just got pushed as she tried to get that ball out with her hands. Trying to work her way through his Palmer. Needs to go in there again. Gray scoops it up, spins around, finds some space. Lovely contest there. Sandy Bay player now going to her knees, and we may have a ball up, but those players are desperate for the yellow Sharon. Still going here is the umpire. Good decision not to blow the whistle. Chapman. And North Hobart now release.
important for Sandy Bay to get themselves back into this match, because you know what? When you head towards the finals and you meet up again with the same team in the finals, if you've gone down by 50 points, that's a huge psychological advantage.
Yeah, like a Seljack with a free kick, don't disagree. You want to play well in all the games to have some psychological advantage against a player maybe you're playing on, or the team, or the umpires, or I should say the coaches. So like a Seljack gets it up to half forward. Great. Always looking to be on the move, great. Every time she picks it up, she's got confidence that she can take 4 or 5 steps. And Raval Quinn hasn't got a free kick. No, it hasn't gone to Raval Quinn. It's going to Abel. So Sophie Abel to half forwards. Not a bad kick from Abel. Trying to win it is McLeod. Goes again. Kicking it off the ground is Triffett. Did enough to get it to Ranson. Uses hands, gets it off to a teammate. Now there's a I think this is a downfield free kick for North Hobart, because that North Hobart player was just slung in the kick, but it'd be interesting to see, is it downfield or is it just back where the kick was initially taken? We'll see on the move food replay. Yep, just, well, the umpire's right there. Happy with that. Just on the mark, it's Ferguson's had a pretty good game from Sandy Bay. I should say Abel. Into the pocket, Denny. Will the boundary meet her? And the boundary line does beat her. She runs up onto the old bike track.
No, that's the old greyhound track.
Oh, the old trotting track, that's right. Been a long time since the trotting track, but that ground...
Greyhounds, mate, greyhounds.
The grey.
The dogs.
Strange sport, isn't it?
It is. Silly sport.
That might be out of bounds on the full bloke. That's about Ranson's only mistake, and it was an accident.
You ever been to the greyhounds?
No.
Oh, Ricky Ponting wants the greyhounds. Good on you, Ricky.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say.
Well, won't get in that. A bit of an animal lover. I feel confused by greyhounds.
Yeah.
Mananak. I'm sure they're well looked after, though. You can buy one cheap at the dog pound, Duff. Greyhounds.
Yeah.
Apparently very good pet. Probably better than your teenage boys that just cause chaos.
Yes.
The little Duffettes who sometimes see here on Duff TV. We haven't seen them for a little while. They're obviously getting older and socialising too much to hang out with Dad at the football. You'd think because it's Friday night football, Martin Duff, they'd want to come and hang out with you.
But it's exciting. Nobody on the mark for Sandy
Upton
Bay.
plays on. A good drop punt into the hot spot. Charging out was Ingram. Knocks out the handle. Gee, Benedak needed to lay a tackle, and she did. There's still an opportunity for North Hobart.
Just need to try and win the match.
Like I say, Jack, yep.
Just need to try and win most of the plays that they can from here, Sandy Bay. They're not going to win the game, but we don't want to see this game blow out for them.
Ingram gets it out. No, they want to keep this one tight. Just keep it in touch. The dangerous Gandy to Ransom from 35. Well, what do you say? Unstoppable Claire Ransom today. And just casually jogs back to the middle of the ground and to do it all again. And we'll see Gandy's good work here with a good handball. Ransom, just see she took a couple of steps off. She was in a better position. And that is a neat drop punt.
She's got a big future.
And maybe 5 or 6 of these girls out here showing some of the scouts at State League, or maybe North Hope, North Melbourne even.
Absolutely.
I'm sure they're keeping an eye. As the scouts are all watching Duff TV.
And Channel 7.
And Channel 7. Amity Chick clears it for North Hobart. Been playing deep in defence at the moment, so she's moved back there to Khan for Sandy Bay. Fish, great, good contest. Fish wins it. Kick just wobbles its way towards the boundary line, which I can tell you what, that boundary line many years ago used to be, I reckon, another metre higher over there, wasn't it, Duff?
Oh, well, actually, no, lower.
Lower, I should say.
It went right over.
Yeah, you couldn't actually. It was
not good.
It was quite a slog to get it over that side of the ground. Now North Hobart go again. Fish in the best position. Just drops that mark off the chest. Trying to win it was Peachy. Khan in there as well as Ranson runs back. Now knocks in the hands of Triffett. Triffitt's tackled. I reckon that might be throwing. Yeah, the umpire says it is. Free kick to Sandy Bay. Lovely night here in Hobart.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
And you know why it's so warm? All the hipsters have gone. Because Dark Mofo's finished. Another free kick. Might be McLeod. She looked for a teammate. You could just see it. She wanted to handball it. She really wanted to handball it. She found Ingram, who is a good kick. She knocks it forward, is slapping away through his Fenner. She got around one, used her hands to try and avoid the next tackle. Wagner tied on the boundary line. She gets it back again. Kick into space. Mark's just dropped by Reeves. Now she goes back again and tries to win it. Handballs out. Still numbers here to Sandy Bay. Still a little bit of class there from Abel. That's good by Abel.
Lovely awareness, great handball.
You could just see them looking for their teammates in better positions. This is a sign that the handball is a potent weapon in ladies football. Reeves for Sandy Bay. Go again. Gray. Casey Gray just tremendously motivated for the contest over and over again. She's able to get in there as we're late in this quarter with around about 40 seconds left. Upton's tackle. Like I said, Jack, she tries to win it. Now it goes onto her back. Now Sandy Bay, can they get a late goal like they did in that second quarter? Running around it is Reeves and quickly just gets a boot to it. Now to Abel. Abel's getting a bit of pressure laid on her by Ferguson. And now North Hobart repel, and we'll just stop this little mini run. It's been a good 5 or 6 minutes for Sandy Bay, but unfortunately they've been unable to add to the score. Menenak should be into the hands of Dorney here. Now it's in her hands with the gloves on. Gee, she got tackled high. But there is a noise. That's a siren. And it is three-quarter time. It was a dominant quarter for North Hobart. 4 goals to Claire Ranson. What a game she's having. Caitlin Denny with a couple. Summers with a couple.
She's going to have a shot here.
Is she really?
Yeah. There's
Why
nobody
not?
in the goal square.
And they're all run off.
Yep.
Is she just won a stat?
Percentage, look at this. Great awareness by the Sandy Bay girls to get back here.
You know what? She's kicked that 40-odd metres. And that's good from the Sandy Bay players because that could have rolled and rolled and rolled forever. But it is three-quarter time. We're going to wander down and listen to the coaches, Jim and Jason Quinn, have a chat to their players. But it is North Hobart here with a 40-point lead on Friday Night Football here on Duff TV. We'll be back to you in a few moments. Last quarter action here on Friday Night Football on Duff TV. Martin Duffy just climbing back up onto the top of the toilet block here at the TCA Ground. He'll be manning the camera for the last quarter. And I can tell you what, it was contrasting huddles at three-quarter time. A very excited and exuberant North Hobart with Jim Ranson giving some instructions and a real good vibe. Lots of encouragement, some specific information. Unfortunately, Jason Quinn, he kind of mentioned quite early, the coach of Sandy Bay, we are as good as that team over there, but they somehow managed to kick 5 goals in that third quarter and in a dominant position with a 40-point lead on the Jackson Motor Company scoreboard.
Well, they have got a couple of players out tonight, so they're probably not at full strength.
No, and
he was a little bit worried before the match, Quinny, when I was speaking to him. I said, what's your chances tonight? He goes, look, we know we're as good as these girls, but we've got 1 or 2 out and a couple of injuries.
Yeah, well, it's hurt them a little bit, and they're one of their better players, Polly, not playing today. It's interesting, you know, when the motivations for females, I've done a bit of work with Latrobe Uni a few years ago on why females participate in physical activity, and you've got to be really careful when things aren't going your way and what actually motivates a teenage girl to play sport. It's a different nuance than a boy. So there's one of the players who's had a stack of the balls, Claire Ransom, gets it out towards the pocket.
Well, you better elaborate on that in a moment. We'll go with this play for a second.
It's Ransom again.
The handball by
So it's
Ransom.
a kick in hand and handballing it. Now here's a bit of leg speed, runs close and just goes past. No, look, it's more about the things that motivate girls to participate in sport. It's probably a little different. The language and the soft touch from the coach needs to be slightly different and needs to react a bit differently than when coaching a teenage boys. As the ball up here, in fact, it's going to be a free kick, I thought. Claire Ranson, then there's probably some things around girls like certainly improving their game, but they enjoy the fun and the social aspect of sport. And the competition is important, but not as important, the study suggests. That marks on halfback here for Sandy Bay. Long kick up towards half forward, just knocks out of the hands of Gasparini. Raval Quinn with a handball. Trying to find Gasparini again. North Hobart with the numbers. Fenner. It's a good kick from Fenner because although that's actually a great mark here, but there was a North Hobart player there and it's taken by Parsons. Parsons kicked, just a little wobbly. North Hobart now, expansive running through the middle. We've seen this a little bit today. Kicks up to half forward, Fish in best position. She couldn't quite grab it. Looks like McLeod. She's got a really long ponytail, McLeod, so it goes over a number, but I'm sure that's McLeod. She's certainly got a lot of pace on her. Gasparini tries to win the football. The whistle blows. Rogers has given away a free kick here. To Raval Quinn from 35. Just goes over the top of the head of Eleni Palmer and out of bounds. So Eleni Palmer had an opportunity just to get that one. She hasn't had too many up forward. She was really enthusiastic in the huddle, trying to motivate and encourage her fellow Sandy Bay teammate. She's now going to be in the ruck contest. Gets a right hand to it. Gets it to ground. Able. Tight in the pocket. Not a lot of space to work with. You can just see the girls are staying at the side and not going in. That's good play. Now North Hobart winning it off half back. 1 bounce, 2 bounces. So there's a skill. Now she's being chased hard down and it's really difficult to kick the football. You can see she's disappointed there with Chapman. She's had a good third quarter. But I just like the fact she ran about. It is really difficult. You can see she's actually quite disappointed. It's really hard to kick the football while you're running at full pelt. And
has the umpire paid that deliberate?
No. Possibly. We'll just leave that one. It's kicked up high. It's McLeod's in best position, couldn't quite get it, then lays a tackle.
Come on, come on, Peachy. Call it. You're the commentator.
I'm commentating the game.
I'm paying you to commentate, not to be, you know, just a nice guy.
No, I paid for this stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. And there's Fish. I just think the rule in general is no good.
Yeah,
just
I tell you what, just one player for the Bay I've been impressed with, this girl, Fish.
Yeah, Victoria Fish.
She's a good player. She's down at centre-half back.
She's got a tough kick too.
And she's got an almighty drop punt on her.
She is really strong. And she's a good athlete. You can just tell the way she moves. So Parsons now. I thought Parsons had that mark, but she must have played on. And she had Emma Fenner just harassing her.
Oh, that's fantastic tackling, isn't it?
Brilliant from Fenner.
Very strong in the core as young Fenner.
And she's got a really good drop punt. Find some space to Chapman. That's a better kick from Chapman. She had a little bit more composure on that occasion. Now Fish again. Probably Sandy Bay's best today. The ball has been there quite a lot, but she's still been composed and confident and aggressive. Look at that, picking the ball up, tracks back, gets a kick on it. Up to half forward. Now it's running out here. I think that's towards Raval Quinn. Just gets down it, gets a left foot on it. Not bad. Now it's kicked off the ground. Sandy Bay with a few numbers. Chopped over the top. That's clever. It's into Meeburn. Meeburn just bombs it.
Yeah, but she was under pressure, so it was good awareness.
It was.
These girls, their awareness, their skills have really come a long way very quickly.
Game awareness, definitely understanding of the game is great. She understands how to get that oval football. I'll give you that much. Georgie Rogers. Raval Quinn gets tackled. Can she get a handball away? She just does. Gee, that's a good battle with Gray there. Gray then begins again. Raval Quinn then tackles. That is the play of the day. That was outstanding from two really feisty customers. Both were desperate not to lose the ball. And we'll see on the Mood Food replay. You see Gray get it back. She got the ball sort of tapped in her hands. Raval Quinn was not letting her get away. Awesome stuff. Lavinia Summits gets bumped off it. Just a little toe poke off the ground. It may be that old rule. Is it kicking in danger? Is that even a rule? Unduly rough player. I think it's had a few names over the journey. And it's, look who it is, Claire Rawson. Good kick up. Finds Denny. Just attacking side of the middle of the ground. They're just going back and forth to Rawson. She just cruises around Johnston.
Ransom, I think.
Ransom, I should say, not Rawson. Now it's in deep in the fence. Just trying to win on that one was...
Oh, there's a free kick. Yep.
Ferguson again.
Oh.
No, it's going to be a free kick here to Bethany Reed. So, no, in fact, no, it's not.
Must have been for something else.
So Kane has it. Kane's kick just off the side of the boot. Nearly goes towards McLeod. Busting away through there is Emma Fenner. Fenner kicks to the pocket. The dangerous Grandy just gets knocked off by Fish. Ransom in again. Now comes through, tight in the pocket. It's hit the inside post.
Can you believe that?
Oh, how's that not? Is that padding? Is that padding regulation? That's too big, surely.
I think that should be a goal.
I agree.
It's gone across the line.
If it hits the inside of the goal post on the padding, that's past the goal line. That's unbelievable. You don't see that very often, do you?
I've never seen that before.
I've
been coming to the footy.
It's such an unusual angle to be able to hit the back. You can see on the replay.
I've been coming to the footy for about 40 years, and I don't think I've ever seen that.
Well, Casey Gandy, you might be on some sort of football.
She could be responsible for a rule change. Because that's unlucky.
Can we have like the stumps in the cricket where the lights go off if the post gets hit?
Yeah.
Just the whole goalpost to light up and some noise made. Anyway, Fish again. Defensive kick goes out. Fenner, who's had a stack of the ball for North Hobart, and Gray, who's been a really enthusiastic player all day. But at the moment, Sandy Bay just get it out. They had an opportunity there to go forward, but it just bounced the wrong way, as it has done for a lot of the night for Sandy Bay. McLeod needed to kick it, just kicked it in time. She asked for a free kick for the umpire with her hands extended in the air. He wasn't going to give it to her. She might get it back again. She needs to go and probably lay a tackle. She does. It's a really good tackle lay, but Fenner still manages to work her way through that one. Now it's grabbed by Abel for Sandy Bay. She'll get her own ball. Great handball by Abel. That was neat. Finds Raval Quinn. She kicks forward. There's potentially an opportunity for Gasparini. just runs away from her. Did hit a foot, but I think she was over the boundary line.
Yeah. Finishing off well here, Sandy Bay.
There we go. We've got some comments here.
Have we had a goal in this last quarter? Have we? Yes, no?
Yeah, we have. Haven't North Hobart kicked a goal?
Yeah, they've kicked
one goal.
Yeah.
And a ruck contest there, and over the boundary line in front of Chapman. Lights are crash hot from Corp Pumpkin.
The lights are good here at the TCA.
I've just got some comments here on face page here.
The grand old lady of North Hobart, the lights down there are not great.
No, well, yeah, there's other things we like about the ground.
Oh, it's the best ground in Australia.
In Australia. Great.
But the lights aren't great.
Taps along. Well, might be the angle they're on, but there are certainly a good addition here to play more footy. Gray just gets it out of the pack, but then she gets tackled. 2 Sandy Bay players needed to stop her. And one of those was Jade Ingram, who's had a really good game.
And what other comments you got there in front of you, Peachy?
No, they've just gone off air. It was all really positive, mostly about how good the ground is, and great coverage from Greg Grubb of Duff TV. Grubby loves the Duff TV coverage.
Tell him to book another game in, Grubby.
Duff TV is for hire, including Jared Martindale on the pots and pans, Tubes Taylor, who will be with us tomorrow, and myself, Aaron Peach Roberts. We are available. We will go, as they say in the goodies, if anyone knows, that lovely show from the 70s. We will go anywhere, anytime, anyhow. We have the van, and we are ready and waiting. And we want to do more Friday night football.
Oh, booking Friday night football, viewers. Yep. It's a winner.
Plenty of junior football going around as McLeod. Gee, what a game she's had in this second half, and she's trying to lift the Sandy Bay players and get them moving towards their way. She's certainly done it by her work. Wonderful tackle laid by Meeburn. Didn't get the free kick. Wasn't rewarded on that occasion. On her knees is Madison Chapman, and the umpire will come in and throw it up.
I was speaking to one of the dads at half-time, and I heard him say he thinks these are the 2 teams that will play in the grand final.
Well, Lauderdale might have something to say about that, because they're on top of the ladder with 9 million points or whatever's on their percentage. So certainly there's 3 teams that are a standard in the STJFL under 16 ladies football. That might be holding the football. The Chapman's dragged to the ground, and the free kick is won here by a wonderful tackle by Gasparini. We'll see on the move through replay. Dragging to the ground. Now the kick. Just too many North Hobart players in that spot there, and they're going to release. I think that was Triffett. Little hurry, but gets a kick out. Might come back again as Ingram has it. Runs to 45. Kicks to the pocket. Raval Quinn in best position here. Bit of pressure from Anity Chick. Gets around one. On her knees. Gets around a second. Knocks it out into the corner. Good tackle laid, and needed to be by Rogers. And we've got a hold. In fact, we have a free kick, and look who it is. Hayley Meeburn. She's kicked a goal tonight, and she is a good set shot, and she's in one of those deep pockets here at the TCA Ground in front of the lovely Heritage Ladies stand. I reckon she's in kicking distance here, Martin Duffy.
Oh, it's a tight angle though.
It is definitely tight. They're not as deep this end as they are at the other end of the ground, the northern end, as Meeburn. Just casual. Kick looks very, very good. It's so good, it's a goal. Well done, Hayley Meeburn. She's got a second, and the Bay finally get a late goal here in this under-16 clash.
Oh, they've worked hard in this last quarter, and this is exactly the result they wanted for the quarter. Try and win the quarter would have been the message from Quinny, I'd say.
And we'll see here the move food replay. Set shot. It's a really nice kick on goal. Plenty of distance. No problem from 20 metres. And Sandy Bay get one. And around about 3.5 minutes left in this, what's been a wonderful spectacle here. Just past the shortest day and the longest night of the year, and we've probably got one of the best evenings we've had for a couple of weeks. We've seen a fantastic standard of football, and I know that there's a lot of spirit when the girls play. Chapman, she'll get to it first for North Hobart. She'll get some support from Ferguson, then gets a handball out, supported by Rogers. North Hobart will just get it out for a little while. It might come back again because Parsons has marked a ball that just swirled in the air for a little while. There's a lead on from Reeves, ignores that, and now goes deeper. Just nearly went through one, nearly went to Meeburn. She might actually get it back here, Meeburn. She's pretty determined to get it. I think that's another noise, maybe down a boat, or maybe a train's come too far south, and we'll have a ball up here around about 30 metres. So North Hobart will get the victory here, and they'll go to second spot on the ladder. They'll go game clear, and in fact, they actually may even go to top of the ladder. We'll just double check those standings. Yeah, they will go on top of the ladder, depending on what Lauderdale do this weekend. Kick out to Gray. Tell you what, Casey Gray's had...
She's a good player.
I'm not sure the actual tally for her, but it'd be substantial. It'd be over 30 touches, I'd imagine.
Right there in the engine room.
She just, yeah, it is. That's the metaphor, isn't it? The engine room. And she's the oil, the petrol, and the pistons at the moment in a very well drilled and very well occupied engine at the moment. It's a bit of a V8 of this North Hobart team. And we're just waiting for the umpire. We've got to play it down here. I think she's okay, though. It's Gray. Gray got knocked after she kicked that one, just maybe on the hip or maybe even slightly winded. I think she's just a little hurt. And her teammates are coming in and doing some medical procedures on it. We'll just see. You can just see the leg go out. I think hyperextension's a word. I'm not sure if that's a medical term for it, but you can just see on the replay her leg just get extended in this tackle here. Just as she kicked it, and maybe just mild post-cruciate ligament. Little strain, but no, she's still a little sore. So hopefully the star of North Hobart, one of their stars tonight, Casey Gray, she's pretty determined to walk off the ground. She's got two people there, but they're going to carry it off maybe just to get her a little bit of ice. And that is the squeak and the squawk of the siren here at the TCA Ground, and there are the applauding North Hobart under-16 Demons. They've got the victory, and a substantial 36-point victory on the Jackson Motor Company scoreboard, and they are very pleased. They go, for now, to the top of the under-16 STJFL ladder, and Sandy Bay will maybe have their opportunity for revenge in the finals in a few weeks' time. Thank you, Martin Duffy. Great game. Yeah,
really enjoyed that one. Great call there, Peachy, too. No, they had a great feel of this match, and they just did enough, didn't they? It was the third quarter that got them over the line here, but Sandy Bay did finish off pretty well. And no doubt these two teams will be very prominent in about 6 or 7 weeks come finals time.
No doubt. We'll just go through the goal kickers as this game will just been winding up and provide a little narrative of the story of today's game. Claire Ranson with 4 goals, 3 in that third quarter. Caitlin Denny with a couple, Lavinia Summers with 2, and Casey Gandy also with a goal. Esther Reid got a goal early, and a couple to Hayley Meeburn were the goal kickers for Sandy Bay. So a dominant performance, but we'll just mention a few of the better players. Firstly, for Sandy Bay, definitely Mina McLeod was close to their best, but Sasha Raval-Quinn, I thought, moved into the game really well. Hayley Meeburn was a player that provided a lot of options up forward, and it didn't go there a lot. But Victoria Fish was probably their best player. In fact, she was their best player today and close to the best player on the ground. She was a prominent player. She's got the lovely, long, blonde hair. So she stands out in the football field. She's quite tall, athletic, gets to a lot of contests. Yeah. She's got a great kick. She makes good decisions. She's very aggressive at the football, and she's wandering off the ground there, number 63. So a wonderful game there from Victoria Fish. She certainly will be featuring the state team, you'd imagine. For North Hobart Demons, there was a range of players that were good. It was Casey Gandy up forward, along with Caitlin Denny, that were providing a multitude of options, and they always looked dangerous when the ball went near them. Casey Gray, who unfortunately injured late in that game, she was taken off the ground. Maybe she was a little bit quiet, but I really like Danica Triff at number 9. She moved at different places throughout the ground, throughout the game. She had different opponents on her. I thought she was good. Madison Chapman was great off half-back, as was Sophie Ferguson, but I think the player that had the most influence, she kicked 4 goals. She was clean with her disposal. She kicked balls on the run. She gave away handballs. She was involved when it needed to. She laid tackles, and that was Claire Ransom. What a game she had. The coach's daughter, maybe the teacher's pet.
Oh, but yeah, no, she's a gun.
The North Hobart ladies will be wandering up the ground here at the TCA to go into the, well, I don't know if there's even hot showers over there at the old heritage-listed facilities over there. They're pretty old, but it's been a wonderful day here. It's been Friday Night Footy on Duff TV, and we'll just take a little vista off the ground here, all lit up. They'll be turned off fairly soon. Thank you to Martin Duffy. Great job on the camera today.
Yeah, thank you very much, Peachy.
We'll see you tomorrow. And Jared Martindale, the pots and pans man to my left, providing a bit of calm, some replays, and just a little bit of sensibility to this team. My name is Aaron Peach Roberts. Thanks for joining us on Duff TV. It was North Hobart who won this Friday night classic, and they go to top of the ladder for now. And we'll be back to you soon here on Duff TV. Good replay, really nice mark. Victoria Fish, one of the better defenders going around. Couldn't put that pressure on. So Summits, it's going to the left, but there's coming back. I don't think anyone got their hand on it. And the umpire will turn around and find his flags and signal a goal.
Where is he?
Lavinia Summers has another one. Tries to find her friend in Freeman. Gray, desperate for the football. And the tackle laid by Trefford, throwing it to the ground. But I can tell you what, here to North Hobart, so the very dangerous Danica Trefford from 50. That's a clever kick. She found a player upfield. Is it Ranson again? She'll certainly be in the state team, you'd imagine. That's kick forward. Fish in good position. Denny wins it out. Gets to a bit of space. Tries to bounce it to herself. In fact, it was Summers. Then goes again. Kicks a goal.
You were going to stop her there.
There was no way.
Like
You're dead right. Those players are currently in the middle. Oh, tell you what, she's doing everything at the moment. Runs around, the best defender in the game. Fish kicks up forward. Denny's got it. Directly in front.
She is a dangerous player, Denny.
Such good hands, reads the play well.
Yep, good awareness.
And she's got good acceleration over 4 or 5 metres, and now she's going to have a shot from 20. And the kick is as good as everything else. Caitlin Denny with a second.
Plays that they can from here, Sandy Bay. They're not going to win the game, but we don't want to see this game blow out for them.
Ingroup gets it out. No, they want to keep this one tight. Just keep it in touch. The dangerous Gandy to Ransom from 35. Well, what do you say? Unstoppable. Fortunately, they've been unable to add to the score. Menenak should be into the hands of Dorney here. Now it's in her hands with the gloves on. Gee, she got tackled high.
Oh.
But there is a run off.
Yep.
Is she just want a stat?
Percentage, look at this. Great awareness by the Sandy Bay girls to get back here.
You know what? She's kicked that 40-odd metres, and that's good from the Sandy Bay players, because that could have rolled and rolled and rolled forever. But it is three-quarter time. No good.
Yeah, I tell you what, just one player for the Bay I've been impressed with. This girl, Fish.
Yeah, Victoria Fish.
She's a good player. She's down at centre half back.
She's got a tough kick too.
And she's got an almighty drop punt on her.
She is really strong, and she's a good athlete. You can just tell the way she moves. So now it's kicked off the ground. Sandy Bay with a few numbers. Chopped over the top.
Handball.
That's clever. It's into Meeburn. Meeburn just bombs it.
Yeah, but she was under pressure, so it was good awareness.
It was.
These girls, their awareness, their skills have really come a long way.
Get that oval football, I'll give you that much. Georgie Rogers. Raval Quinn gets tackled. Can she get a handball away? She just does. Gee, that's a good battle with Gray there. Gray then wins again. Raval Quinn then tackles. That is the play of the day. That was outstanding from Fish. Ransom in again. Now comes through, tight in the pocket. It's hit the inside post.
Can you believe that?
Oh, how's that not? Is that padding? Is that padding regulation? That's too big, surely.
I think that should be a goal.
I agree.
It's gone across the line.
If it hits the inside of the goalpost on the padding, that's past the goal line. So certainly there's 3 teams that are a standard in the STJFL under 16 ladies football. That might be holding the football. The Chapman's dragged to the ground. Good set shot. And she's in one of those deep pockets here at the TCA Ground in front of the lovely Heritage Ladies stand. I reckon she's in kicking distance here, Martin Duffy.
Oh, it's a tight angle, though.
It is definitely tight, though. They're not as deep this end as they are at the other end of the ground, the northern end, as Meeburn. Just casual. Kick looks very, very good. It's so good, it's a goal. Well done, Hayley Meeburn. She's got a second, and the Bay finally get a late goal here in this under-16 clash. That's the metaphor, isn't it? The engine room, and she's the oil, the petrol, and the pistons at the moment in a very well drilled and very well occupied engine at the moment. Is a bit of a V8 of this North Hobart team, and carry it off maybe just to get her a little bit of ice. And that is the squeak and the squawk of the siren here at the TCA Ground, and there are the applauding North Hobart under 16 Demons. They've got the victory and a substantial 36-point victory on the Jackson Motor Company scoreboard.